Welcome back. It is Thursday, December 12th in the NBA. My two best bets are on the way. If you are new, my name's Austin. As always, I appreciate you for tuning in. And we begin with a recap of yesterday, a 1-1 day. And we deserve better than that. We had Jabari Smith Jr.'s over in points, pretty sweat-free. He ended with 15. OG Anunoby, we had him to make 2 threes, parlayed with Cat to get 10 rebounds. Cat's leg was easy. He had 14 rebounds and a half. OG Anunoby, he did not make 2 threes. How many do you think he shot? 9 of them, 1 for 9. If you place that bet with me, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry because that was agonizing to watch the game. And I'm not talking about like, ooh, he stepped back, fade away. No, almost every single one of those was wide open. I'd say maybe 2 were difficult shots. One got blocked and one was kind of a fade away in the corner. Just terrible. What are we doing, OG? I mean, we got to be better than that. 1 for 9 from 3. You just can't make it up. But that's kind of been the nature of our last few days betting the NBA. We put guys in great positions and they just start making shots for us. Or if we take their under, they can't miss. But either way, we got 2 picks, only 3 games on tonight. I'll talk about the one game that I don't have a pick in at the end of the video. Let's dive in. A reminder, there's a Thursday night football video, Rams versus 49ers. I'm locked in, suited up over there. I encourage you to go check it out. We're going 2-0 in the NFL. We're going 2-0 in the NBA. We're going 4-0 today. Let's get it done. As always, appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll link that video down below in the pinned comment and in the description. But let's go 2-0 in the NBA, and we begin in New Orleans, where we have the Pelicans playing host to the Sacramento Kings. And here's my favorite pick. It's DeJounte Murray over 12.5 rebounds plus assists, minus 135 on DraftKings. A little bit more juice than I normally play. I like it at 13.5 as well. I feel like this line shouldn't be 12.5. If you look at his other props, his rebounds prop is 5.5 and assists is 7.5. So typically when you see those two, they normally bump up the rebounds and assists to 13.5. I still probably would have played it there, but obviously love 12.5 a little bit more. We know these props can be a little bit sharp, but I really like the spot here as Brandon Ingram is now out indefinitely. He joins Zion Williamson, Jordan Hawkins, Jose Alvarado. This is a very banged up Pelicans roster, and DeJounte Murray is their point guard. Now, I really like this spot for him. In DeJounte's last 4 games without Ingram, he has had 12, 13, 15, and 17 rebounds plus assists. So really coming on strong these last 2 games. His rebounds and assist chances, 25, 24, 26, and 23. So pretty consistent with those rebound plus assist chances, and we can continue to see around 25. Feel pretty confident he can convert 13 of them. Now, what I really like about this is a lot of those games did not include Herb Jones. Now, Herb Jones is back, and he'll take a couple shots, but we know Herb Jones. He's not really a guy that is like, hey, DeJounte, go sit in the corner, brother. I'm going to go out there and ISO ball some guys. No, that's not really Herb Jones' game. Said he's actually a pretty good assist opportunity, a guy that can go out there, catch a 3-point shot. He's a pretty good 3-point corner shooter, and he also can go out there and dunk it and lay it in and stuff like that. But what I mostly like about Herb Jones is he is a great defender. So that not only improves the Pelicans' defense, gives us some better chance to rebounds off missed shots, but it also takes DeJounte Murray from having to guard the number 1 option maybe go into 2 or 3, as Herb Jones is that guy that guards the number 1 guy. So I don't know who DeJounte guards tonight. We'll see, because they have Trey Murphy in the starting lineup, another very good defender. But either way, I know he won't be guarding the number 1 guy, and that's obviously great for DeJounte being in a better position to grab some rebounds. Also, we think about Sabonis is going to make a life difficult on the Pelicans starting center, Missy. So I like this spot. An over-under at 231.5. Should be a fast-paced game. I think he can grab some rebounds. He has some upside there to get 8 to 10 rebounds. He also has the upside to get 10 plus assists. So I really like the over at 12.5 rebounds plus assists. I don't trust him to score. He can't make any shots, but to be a facilitator for this offense, especially with no Ingram, I really like this over for DeJounte Murray. Now we'll move to another game where we're going to be talking all about the Miami Heat playing host to the Toronto Raptors. We have an under here. We've had a little bit of an unlucky track record the last few unders, but let's bounce back today. We had yesterday off. RJ Barrett is my under today, under 24.5 points, minus 115 on ESPN bet. Now I know a lot of people are going to be on his over and assists, and it's a very similar analysis to why I like his under in points. I like the over and assists. It was 5.5. It was just getting a little bit too juiced for me, and I have no luck on assist props. Maybe rebounds plus assist props. Maybe DeJounte can come through. When I take just a regular assist prop, the teams just do not make shots for me. Hopefully the Pelicans do in my case tonight. But let's talk about him, RJ Barrett, who will be without Scotty Barnes tonight. And you'd think obviously the usage will tick up for RJ, but also the defense will, as he will face the Miami Heat, a pretty pesky defense. And we've seen in Barrett's last 4 games versus Miami, he's torched them 26, 35, 25, and 37 points. He's shot 64, 72, 56, and 75%. If RJ Barrett shoots close to 60% tonight, I'll let you know right now we're going to lose. But what are the chances that RJ Barrett continues to be one of the best players of all time if he's going to put up those shooting percentage numbers against the Miami Heat? I would say pretty unlikely, especially given he will now get Haywood Highsmith on him defensively. Haywood Highsmith, one of the best perimeter defenders in the league, and he's going to be needed more as a facilitator. Whereas in a lot of those games, he was playing off ball. Scotty Barnes was able to drive, kick it to him, and he was able to drive against some closeouts. Not really going to be the case tonight. RJ Barrett's going to basically have to create every single point he scores, and the Heat are going to treat him like the number one option, as they should, because the other guys out on the court for him aren't the greatest. And we've seen in his last 8 games without Scotty Barnes, Barrett has actually gone under in 6 of 8. I'm not going to list off all those point numbers. Actually, in the 2 games he went over, it was against Boston and Indiana. So we look at Boston and Indiana. What do great at? They limit shooters. So they really stay tight on the opposing team's shooters and make your number one guy go one-on-one and beat them like that. Well, what does Miami not do? Stay tight on shooters. They are one of the worst defenses against spot-up shooting. So I expect those guys to take over, whereas RJ's probably setting up those guys. And we look at Barrett's 3 primary ways of scoring. Obviously, he has other ways to score. These are his 3 primary ones: 25% in transition, 21% in pick and roll, 15% on free throws. We look at the Heat. They rank 3rd, 8th, and 2nd defensively versus those respective scoring methods. So again, his 3 primary ways of scoring, where he scores about 60% of his points, are all very tough matchups against the Miami Heat. Now he's going to be treated as the number one option. And we also look at, where does Barrett score? Over 50% of his points come in the restricted area, where the Heat are a top 10 unit. So I just don't see a great pathway to victory for RJ Barrett now being the number one guy for the Raptors. They're also 10.5 point underdogs on the road. We've got Jimmy Butler trade news trade rumors in the news. Let's see if the Heat can quiet those rumors with the big performance blowing out the Raptors. They certainly could. I think the Raptors stay in this game. It's probably because the spot-up shooters are making their shots, not RJ Barrett scoring 25-plus points. So I'll fade him. I'll take his under 24.5 points. I know the usage might be a little bit better, but it's going to be tough to score 25 against the Heat as a number one option. We saw that with Devin Booker a few days ago. I just don't see it happening for RJ Barrett. So my 2 plays today: DeJounte Murray's over in rebounds plus assists, and RJ Barrett's under in points. As for the Pistons and Celtics game, the one game I have not touched on, the one player I was looking at was Kristaps Porzingis. I like his 3-point line. I was just going to take him 2+3s parlayed with something. The problem why I didn't is because the Celtics currently have some guys listed on the injury report, most notably Jason Tatum. Now, if Tatum plays, I really like Kristaps 3s because he will be guarded by Jalen Duren, and Jalen Duren plays a lot of soft coverage, drop coverage, and Kristaps is going to get some wide open top of the key 3s. The problem I didn't take it is because if Kristaps is in there, obviously he's active, but if Jason Tatum doesn't play, we likely see Al Horford put into the starting lineup. And I don't like that, because you're going to lead to Al Horford being the one that's guarded by Jalen Duren and not some wing that probably guards Kristaps, given Kristaps doesn't really post up a lot, and if he does get some post touches, they'll just double him and throw some other guy out there. So again, the Jason Tatum news has a big effect on Kristaps, in my opinion, because it's going to change who defends him. If Jason Tatum's active and it's the normal starting 5 for the Celtics, probably lean a little bit more towards back and Kristaps. I won't add the play, but just something I looked at. Nothing else that stuck out to me. I considered fading Cade Cunningham, but that's really nothing to that, except I just think he's due some regression, but I just won't do that. So my only 2 picks today: DeJounte's over in rebounds plus assists, and RJ Barrett's under in points. Let's try to go 2-0. Let's bounce back after OG Anunoby made me want to punch something yesterday. Just nothing we can do there. I mean, you can chirp me in the comments. I mean, the guy went 1 for 9. I mean, if you want to watch all of his 3-point attempts, I think the NBA has all of them highlighted. Don't do it. I promise, don't do that. But those are my 2 picks. If you want to go check out the Thursday Night Football video, Rams 49ers, I'll link that video somewhere over here. Let's have a great Thursday. Let's go 2-0, and the big slates return tomorrow. We'll have some spread picks tomorrow and all of that jazz and all that stuff. See you guys in the next one. Peace.